not editing this time. We're gonna do it one take wonder with Say.
And I was just like, I can't do this. Okay. So welcome everybody.
Hi.
Jam Jam is back. He was robbed, mugged, left for dead in Brazil.
You
And
bitch cannot say like that. It was a beautiful country.
you got robbed.
I got robbed. Once I wasn't there, and then on the way to the police station, yes, I was confronted, but it was so freaking fast. Yeah.
Girl, that's like me being like, I fell down the stairs, but I didn't because it happened. So, girl, you got robbed.
Yes. Yes, but let's talk about more important
Well, hold on, we have a
stuff.
guest. We have a special guest
Yes.
by request. We have Say from season 48.
Love it.
Season
Can I
4.
talk now? Hi! Thank you for freaking having me by request. I hope I can amount to just as much hype as Caroline and Jam Jam. Like, I don't know.
Oh my
I'm
God,
just
yes.
I need to stop staring at myself. Okay. No, we have Say, who is very much so a new era villain. Am I right? We've been talking a lot about who are the villains of the new era, and there are not many. And Sandra had named a few. You were on the list last or 2 weeks ago or something. We were talking villains. We love villain. I can't stand villains, to be honest with you. But I will always root for like the freaks, the underdogs, the ones who are like misunderstood and don't fit in, always.
I think, first of all, love that. I think that's why I enjoy Sage personally, because she's a little oddball.
Mhm.
I think that I am one of the heroes, actually. If you ask,
What?
yeah, I'm one of the good guys. But villains, to me, we use it loosely, but I think it's just people who are upfront and direct. Like right now, Savannah's being called the mean girl, when honestly, she's just telling you how she feels. To me, it's meaner people who are more elusive and not direct and want to play in your face. That's more mean girl. If
Girl, what
you
do you
know what I'm thinking, which was my issue, is
Mhm.
whatever is in here is going to come out of here. And I'm always going to tell you, like, I don't like doing the whole beating around the bush at tribal and like talking in analogies. Like, I don't want to have to figure out what you're saying. Like, every time I talk to you, it shouldn't feel like I'm playing the SATs or doing the SATs.
Yeah, I think like yeah, you're right. In terms of like the villains, talking about your opinion, being opinionated, it's villainous, and it's a quality that villains do have because they cannot shut their mouth and they say what they're thinking. But I think you came across a little villainous, and you call yourself a hero. I mean, like that's a villain move right there.
Yeah.
But I do feel like Savannah with the thing. I mean, she complained in our comments in Instagram about us not understanding the edit. And I'm like, girl, we went through it and we know what the edit is, but it's nothing against you. It's just like whoever picked the quotes about and how you were saying it and your face expressions picks the one that make you look like villain or like a mean girl.
Because it's a great edit. Like,
Yeah.
girl, like there's just nothing to really, and people are liking you because they are like the people like rooting for villains. Like they like own it. That's it. The end.
Mhm.
And we don't want you to be the nice girl. That's not you. It doesn't matter. It's like people are rooting for you. They like the villains. They do. So it's like own that shit, girl. But like, girl, are you gonna like hop on the bus of like Sage is the mean girl? No, she's not.
Sage is in no way the mean girl. I think Sage is like, if I had to paint a picture of the perfect person I could play the game with, it would be Sage, because especially from this episode, I got to see that she's a gamer. Like, this girl
Yeah.
is rubbing brain cells together. Some of these people feel like they're rubbing rocks together. I was like, oh, this girl is like really into this, and her ideas make sense. Unfortunately, she is having to work with, and no shade, Jawan, is having to work with someone who I feel like is rubbing rocks together. Like,
Girl,
what is happening right now?
we watched together over FaceTime, and that's how I prefer it, to be honest.
That's
But
creepy. Don't FaceTime friends to watch TV, Caroline. Well, you always want to do it with me, and I'm not gonna. No. Can you imagine going to the movies with Caroline? It's like something like she's not shutting up on FaceTime. You're probably just talking over the screen. I don't even know. I'm happy I haven't done
anyways,
it.
So I did, and I shouted out from the rooftop. I was like, wow, Sage is really smart. I was like, she's way smarter than me. And I'm not saying that with a lack of confidence. I'm saying that in a way of like, she's really doing well. That's all I'm saying. I said that. I was like, she's really doing well. I disagree, say, about Juwan. I've really like kind of like not made fun of him a little bit this season. And I had a change of heart last episode, but I feel like he didn't screw it up this time. I really was afraid that he would with the Steven stuff, but I don't blame Juwan. I don't for this whole. Well, are we getting into it right now? We don't need to have like our
I feel
thing.
like at Tribal he kind of did, no? But
Whoa.
yeah, I think Jawan was like, we're gonna get out the nice person and she's witty. Just like when I said to you on Tribal, I was like, the new girl. And it was like, the new girl, whatever. But like, I feel like he did not control himself. He tried to be really like worldly and do all these things that you hate about Tribal Council, but it did not work out. And it just gave Savannah and Rizzo more confidence that he was going against them. So I don't think he played it cool, but
I don't think he ruined it though, per se. My fear was he was gonna go and like be like, I can't trust Steven. And now he was gonna like just blow the whole plan up. But that was Yellow Sophie, and I blame her. But I also how do I say this? I feel like, ow. I just,
you just
I
poke
am
her
not,
eye with that
I don't,
chopstick. Why do you have a chopstick?
girl, I'll explain later. But like, I don't want to be the first one to say this, but I just didn't want this outcome to happen.
I feel bad because of the amount of black people in the jury. It just was sucks. I know, I'm sorry. Yeah, but I'm like, it never happened with Latinos because how many Latinos go to play Survivor? Like, but it feels so wrong. And I know it's not about that, but it feels like that.
You can't
And
help but not look at that. So what do you, right?
say,
It is an element as the honorary black girl.
Yeah, I don't want to be the white
Yeah.
girl talking about this.
It is very telling because at the end of the day, you're not getting out the bigger threats. The bigger threats are the people who have advantages in the game. So getting out Jawan quite literally makes no sense. He's actively working against his allies. So I actually would love to keep him in the game. And then you have these people who are making a show out of it, who are boasting about the fact that they have control of the game, and you continue to allow them to have control of the game. Sophie S, I think her name is Yellow Sophie, saying that she didn't want to get out Savannah because she's a challenge threat and is standing in front of her. We're always going to have challenge threats. You're always going to have a new challenge threat. So that like little explanation for me made no sense. And I don't think Jawan was the best person to get out. You literally have Rizzo playing in your face at Tribal, playing a fake idol when you know about his real idol after Christina played her idol. Why is Christina going first?
Exactly. Crazy. I feel like Sophie S, Yellow Sophie, she's enamored by the people she's playing with, and that's why she cannot like get out of the hypnosis or like whatever made her connect with them was so strong that she's not seeing the fact that she handed them all the power. All the knowledge was her, all the power was her. If she wanted to make a pick, like she said at before Tribal, I feel like I'm the one that's gonna make the choice. No, girl, because you gave out all your power.
You gave it.
I always have to mute myself because otherwise I will talk over people.
No.
Exactly, Damn. Like it made no sense whatsoever. And the other thing that threw me, well, the collection of the Tribal essentially is they got Christina to throw her actual idol away, played in their faces, and blindsided Jawan. And now if next episode or next Tribal, they still the bottom are still on the bottom. Like
The
what are
bottom
we doing?
bitches. We say that here.
Yeah,
Start acting like it.
some of us like it. It's okay.
But I just couldn't get this feeling of, because I always like it when like the underdogs win. And no matter how many times you throw in my face that like, was it Savannah or Rizzo this episode who's like, we've been on the bottom the whole time. I'm thinking, what? And so Sandra identified this last time we talked. She said, you are essentially, her definition of on the bottom is if your name's getting like it's the person that they want to get out. And I'm like, I need to replay that back because I'm like, wait, what? Now that doesn't make sense to me because the bot, like, I have never viewed, or it's been a while since I viewed Rizzo or Savannah on the bottom. Am I right? Like, they're not on the bottom. So, but we keep hearing this. Like, I've been on the bottom this whole game. Typically, I'm rooting for the bottom bitches. I'm not rooting for them, so I don't get it. Like, what? Am I making sense? Like, where's like the disconnect
I
here?
don't
No, you're
understand what.
right.
Yeah.
The bottom to me is people who aren't in the know. And in this
Right.
Yes.
case, literally in their own words, they said the people who were left out of the vote, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, was Christina and Steven, right?
Mm-hmm.
So by definition, from my definition, I'm sure Sandra's is very different. Those are the bottom people. And whoever's associated with Christina and Steven are, through my eyes, on the bottom. From my point of view, Savannah, Sophie, both Sophies, but Sophie by association, the yellow one, I don't really think she's in that core alliance.
No.
And Savannah and Rizzo are on the top and have always been on the top because they are deciding who is going home.
Yeah,
And they
like
have the power.
the whole game. Am I right? Like, I have
It was-
not ever, like, other than the one time that they wanted it to be Steven, correct? And then it was Nate. Other than that, it has, right? So it was the
Yeah.
first merge vote when she cried about like being left out. So that was the only one that I feel like they were out of. Pre-merge, same thing. They were all like, I'm good on working with Juwan, blah, blah, blah. Like, they were the ones calling the shots. So I
So let's
don't
call
want-
it how we see it. The editors, the producers are trying to make them the underdogs to make it a hero story. But at the end of the day,
it's not.
they have been maybe not the ones with all the numbers all the time, but definitely the ones guiding what was going on and having the best way to play. Show us the story. Show us like they're showing it, but don't include the part that they are on the bottom because they're definitely not on the bottom.
Right. Can I say one of my pet peeves is when the stragglers or the people who are being eaten alive in numbers don't get it together to eat the
Mhm.
people at the top alive. And I'm getting so frustrated by Steven. And this is why I usually don't talk on these podcasts because I'm trying to save my
No, we
image.
talk shit here.
Don't. What image
I wanna
say? What image
shit.
are you trying to save?
Yeah. That ship sailed a long time ago. I gotta wait, can we hold this 1 second? I'm gonna have to cut. My dog has a squeak toy, and I'm gonna I was gonna lift my shirt up. I was in Mexico, and I was just minding my own damn business,
Mhm.
wearing a swimsuit, just relaxing. And he's like, God, you would literally be like, he's like, your body's so good. It would literally be perfect if you just did some crunches and got rid of those.
I said, and I weighed 250 pounds.
You said that.
And I was like,
I wish I could have that body, Carolyn. It was out of jealousy that I said it.
typically it would bother me, but I'm confident in my body, especially in a bikini. And so, I'll edit this out so people don't hate you.
Why?
And
I don't care. I don't
didn't-
care.
It didn't bother me because I was like, I literally like, I'm comfortable with my body. So him saying that about me, like, I
Mhm.
didn't suck in after that. I didn't like, I better put on, I know that I have like rolls on my stomach when I'm like, duh.
Yeah.
It's all angles. Every picture I
Yeah.
take in a bikini, it's the right angle. Otherwise, like, girl. So I was like, I don't need to be perfect. It's true, like, girl.
Maybe I was hanging out with Natalie Anderson too long, and that's why I prefer
like that if that's
perfect
what
bodies. Kidding.
Anyway, we talk shit here and go off.
You're talking about your image. I love that. Keep going.
Oh yeah, my image. I'm always trying to clean that up.
No,
So I try not to say like what I'm really thinking. Sometimes I censor myself and I'm like, stop doing that.
Does it hurt to censor yourself?
First, like I find myself like pausing and be like, well, you know, like, I wish I had a Control Alt Delete button in life.
Love it. Shut down. Shut down.
You don't need it.
Because you want to know something about the Survivor community that I struggle with is like it's a big ass group think. Like unless you all have the same thought processes and you all jump on this bandwagon of, oh, we love her, we hate her. Like I hate that. I hate a group think. I can love somebody and somebody can hate them and I'll be like, I don't give a shit. I can also hate someone and y'all totally love them. I genuinely could care less because I make my own conclusions about people based off of my own lived experiences with them. But I feel like the Survivor community, even the ones who have played the game, do this like this online deep dive on a player and then they come to conclusions of, okay, I think I like them too. Like,
Yeah.
But
I love that
like,
you say that because that's exactly why I don't listen to anything. I don't watch anything. I just say what I think. And if Caroline has something fun to say, or you, or whoever we're talking to, I'll listen to it, but I'll definitely don't love the bandwagon opinion. And
yes.
yeah, and then it becomes so boring that everybody
Oh.
thinks the same thing.
And then they all say it, they regurgitate it and act like it's an original thought. I'm like, you quite literally just saw that on Twitter and now you're regurgitating it for me. And now we're all clapping like it was a good idea.
We were talking about the concept of a player that
Yes.
bullies other people and is a mean person.
Can I say something about that? First of all, that was your honest opinion. I can appreciate that. But also, when you are the villain, especially me from my season, you have to own your decisions. You can't come out of the game and then when people have a perception of you or have an opinion of you being like, oh, no, you're misreceiving that. No, these are things you did. They edited it because you did those things. And so they have this footage because it happened. So you gotta either lean into it. My issue with a lot of this season that I've seen online is when people agree with something that they've done, they'll be like, yeah. And then when they don't agree, they start apologizing for it. So which is it? You're either leaning into the mean girl edit or you're not the mean girl. But we got to decide. Like when people thought I was infuriating, I leaned into that because guess what? I was and I did it and I owned her.
And I learned from season 43 and seeing all of their shenanigans and seeing how they handled Twitter, I was like, and I'm not even going to name certain people out. It was pretty much all of them on Twitter. I was like, I don't want to be like that because they literally people are coming at them about the edit or coming at them about what they did. They're responding, but then they're denying things. And it's like, it's coming off. It's just own your shit. It's kind of like with that Shannon when, if you're doing all that stuff and it's for the game, it's like, I feel like people will, okay, you're playing the game. Or own your moves, own your shit. But also, if they don't show it the way you like, it's like, I always tell people after the season, nobody gives a shit. You don't need to go and like, you're not going to be remembered by like this move that you made at this time and you want to take credit for who gives a shit?
And also, I feel like before we go too far away from this, what they were talking about, the mean girl edit or the villain edit or being a bitch edit or being a bad boy edit or whatever it's being called, Christina's reaction. And she was like, I'm not okay with it. I need a second because I'm not okay with how you're talking to me. That was exactly what we were referring to. I was like, don't be a player that makes the other person feel uncomfortable because of whatever you're doing. Maybe it's because you feel like you're so much empowered that you need to go to that person and do that, or because you're so afraid or so no confident, like the opposite of confident, whatever. I forgot that word.
Yep. But when people would approach me and be like, she's so mean, I would say I had fun. And what? Like, you need to say those things. That's owning it. Like, yeah, it happened. So, to your point, I do appreciate that moment, bringing it back to the episode. I thought that was fantastic on both sides. Like, Savannah's like, I'm very direct. She was direct in that moment. And then Christina set boundaries. So, like, both can exist at the same time and make really good television.
Yeah, that was good. I really like that.
I'll always root for the underdog, though, one.
I don't know if
What the fuck was that, Caroline?
It came flying out of my throat and I read
from where?
Ew.
Girl.
From where?
So
from your lunch?
Yeah. So anyway, I just don't see. All I'm saying is I don't see like the whole underdog story, underdog edit, other than them like saying I am an underdog. I'm not feeling it.
It doesn't make sense. They have all the tools, all the power, extra vote, idol, knowledge. They're connected with multiple tribes. Everybody in some point wants to include them in their plans. They are not the underdogs. They are 3 people that are working together and they have a lot of grasp on how to play the game. Everybody else is afraid of them, so that's not an underdog. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if you compare underdogs like the Tika 3, the three of us were disregarded by everybody. We knew what was going on. What was going on because everybody disregarded us and everybody wanted us to be part of the plan. And we used that to our advantage. Even when we were three Tikas at the end, two from Orange, two from the other tribe, they still saw us as the losers.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
an underdog story.
there's underdogs this season, but I don't see Savannah and Rizzo as one of. I don't at all. What? Oh, I wrote down a few things. Oh, that was my other thing is people, and I know that every season this happens, where there's like the justifying in the confessionals that this person's a threat, and it's like, girl. And so we heard that about, was it Alex last episode? And I'm like, and then it was Sophie. Remember, we had like never even heard from Yellow Sophie, and then all of a sudden she's the biggest threat in the game. Then the next episode she's literally alone. So it's like, do they just say this crap as they're? I don't remember. Do you remember talking about people being a big threat? The only one is coming to mind is like Jam, when you were like, Kane's a big threat, and I'm like, girl, no, he's not. And then like, I feel like, do people just say that to get their way? But then if that is the case, why are you saying it in your confessional and lying to us? We know this person isn't the biggest damn threat. So everyone there is the biggest threat? Girl, do you know what I'm saying? Why do they justify it like, well, you know, Steven, he's so social, he's the threat? What the since when?
In this case, I feel like they're doing it to make it seem like there's other options aside from the people who are on the bottom as the people going home. They're trying to make it seem like, oh, this bigger person might actually go home because they're a big threat, when that's not the case. The people who are the bigger threats are in charge of the game and are actually sending the people who are non-threat. Like, I would have loved to play individual immunity against Joanne to the end. So, like, why are we getting rid of Joanne? Christina too, keep her there. She was struggling to get across the little water. She was scooting. Keep Sophie, the Miami, so keep her too. I want everybody who sucks at this to stay. So justifying it, like the justification that Sophie, Yellow Sophie, sorry, I'm awful with names, when she said that Savannah was the biggest threat and wanted to still keep her, made absolutely no sense.
No. So I just wonder, like, is this like a, you know what I'm saying? Do they just say that shit?
I feel like we all done confessionals. What do you think of Caroline? Do you think Caroline is a threat? And like, can you say it in a sentence? Oh, I think Caroline is a threat. You know what I'm saying? I feel like
Are you
it
saying that?
did not happen as much on Survivor with me, but there were moments where they made me say the sentence again, and I might have said a sentence in a way more pronounced. Maybe they're doing it more now with this group of people.
So are you trying to, so what you're trying to say is that episode towards the end when you were like, Carolyn's a big threat, that was all just a lie?
No, I did thought you were a threat because I know, and I would say it to the end, even if people don't believe me.
I'm writing
No,
that
you
down.
were the only
So
one.
next time I play, I can say so and so.
You did. You
I
believed
said
it.
Caroline is a threat because I do know that Caroline is way smarter than what she shows people.
So you knew, but Lauren sure as hell did not know. So they definitely fed her that line because there ain't no way Lauren was thinking I was a threat. She thought I was crazy. I love her now, but
We all think you're crazy, but underneath that, you're extremely smart, extremely organized, extremely oriented. You are a beautiful girl when you make you doll up, and you're funny. You're just funny. You're a little bit of a mess, but me too.
just the smartest one.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, smart. I mean, like the way she is able to critically think. But there is so much luck to this game as well. But smarts, she's smart. I almost am like a little intimidated of stage.
Can you remind me what point do you both of you said, "Oh, she's so smart"? Was she because she knows how she's perceived, Or what did she do exactly that I don't remember? That was
She had pitched an idea for tonight, even though it didn't pan out. She's at least pitching ideas. That's one thing.
Mhm.
And then also something that's very subtle and I think is getting
The
overlooked
idols.
and also kind of gross is the farting thing. Like she has an explanation for everything that she's doing. Even thinking about before she's going back to camp. My explanation is I'm farting. Like, okay, girl. Like that is random, but it makes sense. to
That
always
is the
think it.
shit. Remember when I would always be like, "Oh, sorry, I had diarrhea," or
Yeah.
"Sorry, I was sick."
You did that, yeah.
For real?
That's the shit. Hell yeah! Because ain't nobody gonna question that weird shit. So when
Mhm.
she's talking about farts and that being her alibi, like I always had my period, I was always having diarrhea, which actually I probably was, but I was talking about it openly because nobody is going to then come up to you
Yeah.
and be like, "Let me see your tampon," or "Let me see, like, let me sniff your ass." No one's gonna do that. So
I
I
it's
would
did
love to
find
see
your
her at
diva
Final
cup.
Tribal.
no, he found my
My diva looking for idols. I found her diva cup and I didn't know what it was. And I opened her bag and I was like, I found something. And the girl's like, that's the diva cup, Jen. And I was like, what is that?
It was literally like, why would I even like try to use a diva cup on like and how disgusting. And I remember I was having this like really bad day and I was by the shelter and I remember the camera person was like, this is what, or I was like, hey, I'm just trying, but I actually wasn't trying to just change my tampon. I was trying to like whisper to Carson, but I tried to act like I'm like, I'm just trying to change my tampon. Like, and I was trying to like whisper. Anyway, and I was like, I just need to change my tampon. Well, why am I doing it in the middle of camp? I was being dramatic. It was all for whatever. Anyway, and I remember it was Reese goes, this is what you signed up for. Remember this, Jam? And I love him now, the good smelling guy, Reese.
I know the good perfume. He was
So
a night producer. He was our night producer in Tika.
He goes, this is what you signed up for. And I was so rude. Like, I was so mad at him. Remember, Jam, I apologized to him later that night because I was like, you're right. This is what I signed up for. And because then I was like, and I did, I went up to him and I'm like, honestly, I'm sorry. Because I was like, oh God, why didn't they air that? That would have been good. But anyway, he smells great. His perfume or his cologne. What's the name of the cologne? I have bought 3 or 4 bottles of this cologne. Yeah, I wear it. And then anyone that like, I like to buy it for them too. And it smells
Man,
great.
she buys it for men.
I don't
You
buy it
know
for
what?
men. I don't.
Like
I wear it.
they
Girl.
yeah.
So
Thank
what's the
you.
name of that? What's the name of that cologne?
Was like Night Armani? Was it something like that? I don't remember.
It smelled so good. And after that, and I'll be done with this story after he came out with his cologne, because he smelled so damn good that like, and don't you dare tell me it's because everyone stunk and so we just appreciated a good smell. No, I can tell you through however many years after being out there, I still think about that smell, and I have bought the colognes. I like spray it when I like want to smell it. It's the best scent ever. And
He looked good in it.
he looked good, and he literally, after that, we were all talking about how great he smelled. So all the other camera people right after that, remember the next day they must have been spritzing their like generic ass shit because it stunk, and no one smelled as good as him. And I was like, they're trying. I was like, I'm glad to get with Reese. And so he told me, he was like, if you make it to the end of the game,
Yeah.
if you make it to the end of the game, I'll tell you what that
Helen,
cologne
that's
is.
why you didn't get on 50 because of that,
Yeah.
right?
What, girl, please? That alone is the reason I made it to the end of the game.
Yeah.
Girl,
We
They
love
were
it.
like, she said we stink.
yeah, they did. We were like, they all were trying so hard to like. Did you meet Reese?
I don't think so. I also don't remember anybody's name. That's like, like if you describe someone, I'll be like, yeah.
I think he's Haitian American, and I think he's like a film producer. He has like nude pics on his Instagram. I was like,
Nope.
why you didn't bring this to the island, Mr. Night Producer?
He was great. There was that one night producer though that pissed me off so much, and I was like, I just want to go back. Remember that? Okay, anyways, but he was awesome and he was memorable, and he smelled so damn good. I was like, where are you getting ready before you come here? Because
Okay.
he looked great. Okay, sorry.
Any stories like that, say, that you have of people that you connected with, like from the other side of the camera that we don't know because we didn't play with you? So
Oh my God, I don't remember any of their names, but there was a one girl, we would always just be keying, like on my
yeah,
walk to go to wherever I'm shooting or whatever.
yeah.
She would be sharing stories, and I realized, like, oh my God, you're my vibe. Who knew? And she was the first one who told me, like, girl, you are so unhinged. People can't wait to be on the island with you. And I'm like, I'm not unhinged. I'm just really, really real. And I don't filter myself. Like, I can't do it. That's why I think I enjoy Carolyn and you. It's like, I just love people who I can feel are very authentic and, like, not trying to do too much.
We were doing kind of a lot, but like
I
without
feel like now that you said that, when you were walking to do your walk, and she was basically hyping you up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I do remember. I mean, of course, your confessionals were great. Mine were great. Caroline's were great. So maybe the three of us have that in common. Hello,
no one hyped
but
me up.
but I feel like some of them hyped me up too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
Yeah.
they would tell me, "Oh my God, we cannot wait to talk to you. We all heard great things about
Yes.
you."
Yeah.
no one ever said that to me.
You get up there, you're like you're amped up. You're so right. And then I would get there and I'd be amped up. Like
Yeah.
even that moment that they used where I was like, they're obsessed with me. It was off of the heels of being walked to my camera. I was like, yeah, these heifers are so obsessed with me. Like,
No one said that to me. No one was
No
like,
one? Maybe you don't remember.
I remember, and no one was like, Carolyn, like you're
Maybe they
so.
wanted you broken, Caroline.
They didn't need to do that. I was broken before I got there, man. So I'm just saying. But other than like the one that I fell in love with,
mhm.
I didn't like. We didn't need it. Like that was.
Okay, we have to talk about Christina crying about her mom.
Yes,
That
there's
was
so
huge.
Don't you dare! Well, let's let Jam. What do you think?
Mhm.
I was crying in my couch. I felt it. I mean, like, we all been there. We all been missing someone, and there's no phone. People ask me what was the worst part about Survivor. It's not the
Mhm.
food. It's not the lack of sleep. It's not the shower. It was for me the lack of communication with home. So of
Mhm.
course she's talking about her deceased mom that she misses, but it's that lack of communication, and I just felt really bad for her. And good props for Jeb being like the little
Right.
therapist and helping her use this as a moment for her for growth.
Mhm. That is so you just said it so perfectly. I was like, Jeff gets a lot of crap, but when he does things right, he does them right. And that was one moment where I was like, oh my gosh, she did this so well. Because I personally get uncomfortable when people cry. Like, I don't know what to do with it. Like, what are we doing? Like, should I be crying? He handled it so perfectly well. And I thought it was like a real human moment, which I like in the game. I don't
Mhm.
particularly love it when everybody's crying, but that one I felt like was real.
I immediately was like, I get it. Like you have those moments, and it just like that one. Yes, it's like you just have that moment. It felt real. You can't really hold that in sometimes, and when you're about to explode, you're about to explode. It's human, but it was something that it just felt real, and so I appreciated it.
And the beautiful thing was, like, the whole thing started with her missing her mom and
Mhm.
her not being able to talk to her and her feeling lost without her. And by the end of it, I feel like she was more connected with her than ever before.
Mhm.
Like, I
For
felt
sure.
like in some way like a little Disney movie, like now her mom lives in her.
Mhm.
It felt like that. It was cool. I like that.
It was good. So we're
Carolyn, you
not.
talked about having a lot of moments like because at first when it was first happening, I was like, oh man, I'm uncomfortable. And then Carolyn helped me see that like, no, sometimes you just have to release it. And that's different for me because when I played, I wasn't releasing yet. Like I was just kind of like, this is a business trip. So both of y'all humanized that moment for me. That's actually a really good point.
Well, it's like you can't. There was, I think it was a secret scene our season when we were talking to Sarah about remember she like hadn't hugged her brother in like 10 years,
Mhm.
and me and you were like, what the and I talked about my sobriety, and I talked about how I used to hold things in, and I
Yeah.
don't do that anymore, and so I just let it out, and I do, like, whether it is at a bad time, or whether I try not to make people uncomfortable, but like I have to get it out there. I can't hold it in or I'm going to explode. And that's why, it's because I did that for so long. And so now I no longer do. So but yeah, sometimes like maybe they just need to like edit out some of crying scenes, because like sometimes on a season it just gets to be a lot.
Yeah,
And
Mhm.
it's
but
good
that
that they
one,
had it just like that, not forced. It did not feel like a forced moment.
Mhm.
yep, we
I
appreciate that.
agree. Rizzo's speech before he played his fake idol really fast. Because
Where? What? So somebody, I didn't get a chance to like ask anyone like what the hell, but like,
You go
can I
say,
tell you what I thought it was and what it reminded me of? Okay, at first I was like, this isn't funny. But if you take a step back, it reminded me of what I think it was Rachel 47 did with her shot in the dark, though.
mm-hmm,
Like trying to figure out reaction, who's actually with her, who's voting with her.
mm-hmm.
That was what Rizzo was doing. Is it like he was like, I'm gonna play this fake one, see what the reaction is, and if I'm not getting the reactions from the people who I need to make sure are aligned with me, then I'll play the real one. Now, from that lens, I'm like, hell yeah, that was an amazing move. But from the lens of like, you just made Jawan look like a fool and Christina look like even more of an idiot,
Mm-hmm.
it was a good game move. I had respect for it. I don't care what nobody says. Even though the speech was corny, it made sense when I looked at it from the POV of like what Rachel explained from 47.
Yeah, exactly that. Except the part that the move was the right move. The move was similar to what Rachel did. Amazing move. But what Rachel moved was amazing and chef kiss was that she did it and nobody knew she did it.
say that again. How? I don't remember this.
The comparison of what Rizzo did to like check the reactions of people to see who was with him versus what Rachel did was Rachel was perfect because she made it without people knowing what she was doing. She got all the good things from it, all the reactions. She reaped all the fruits from what she was doing, but she did not look like a freaking asshole that stood in front of class, in front of Jeff. He could have had that moment in a confessional. He could have gone back to camp with the little 9 camera and say, this is why I did it, and this is how I did it. He did not need to stand in front of everyone and make him look like, you guys don't know what you're doing, learn from me. You know what's gonna happen tomorrow? If I was there at that island, you are going bye-bye.
But that's the difference between
That
this
is such
season.
a good differentiator. And I just spoke over you, Carolyn. I'm muting myself.
No,
Go.
please do, please do. But that's the difference between this season and like, what do they call that? Main character energy.
Someone does, to your point, because I think it is valid, someone described it to me as like it's a bunch of theater kids, whereas like they're all vying to be that GOAT or that legend. And I really feel like you should play Survivor as if you're never going to play again. What's sad in me, and I know this isn't for this episode, but it does correlate, is I got a little like disheartened. There we go. Disheartened when Jeff had to incentivize them to play the game for hopes of playing on 50. No, you should be playing this game as if you're never going to play again. And to correlate it to what you just said is like everybody's trying to get Karen time because they all want to be on 50. Like,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
hope
I
that
don't
makes
think it's
I agree. Sandra thought that was great, that like it gave them like a pep in their step, and how I felt is like, but anything I say is gonna just make me look like a bitter bitch. But I'm used to it at this point. But
I feel like I'm bitter that you're not in it. So let me
I'm
be your bitter bitch.
But it's one of those things, like, it's like you shouldn't need that because like you're out on Survivor. It's like, is that not enough? Like, we need now like to get your freaking pep in your step back. It's whatever. Anyways, but yes, I agree. So now he has another idol.
Yeah. So we'll see what they do. And the knowledge is power is still in the game. I was convinced that Sophie was going to use Sophie
Yeah.
Miami was going to use her knowledge's power on Christina tonight. So I am looking forward to see how that plays out and if it's played properly in the sense of like she still keeps it a secret, doesn't tell anybody, and manages to take, because the only other idol she could take right now is Rizzo's, but they will
Mm-hmm.
put another one in the game, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So,
Okay.
but does she have to ask for it? Because remember, Miami Sophie was like, I don't want to look like that clown who like gets it wrong. So does she in fact have to ask for it before the person plays it? So like Christina can't go up and be like, here's my idol, and then Miami be like, I want to take that, right? Doesn't she have to do it before and take
She
that
has to
risk?
do it before anybody uses it. She has to know what is it the advantage and who has it at that moment. So if
So
they
she
switch before tribal, then it's on the wrong house. She doesn't know about it. I feel like the only positive outlook right now for the power, knowledge is power advantage, that Sophie.
you can't take it
Mm,
afterwards.
No,
But
you
it'd be
cannot take it
kind of
afterwards.
baller if she took it from her ally. I'm not gonna lie to you. If she took that from Rizzo, I would literally, she would have my vote for president.
She would,
20.
yes, that would, she would. But then
That
I
would be
get how
amazing.
scary that would be too, because she'd probably like, oh, we need each other. But
It's
that,
too early. If it's an idol that they can use up to 5, let's say
Mhm.
she waits until 5 to get it, use it in her advantage, then it goes down to fire. There's no voting out. It might work out, but that idol needs to be there until the end. And if she doesn't use it, I feel like the only thing she can say about the advantage and not telling anyone would be something similar to what Marianne did with her idol. Nobody
oh,
knew I had it,
Right.
and I didn't need it because I knew you were gonna take me. I knew you were gonna take me. I knew you were gonna take me. And if she is able to take that knowledge power all the way to the end, we don't know. And she says how she had so many opportunities to take it, to use it, and she never used it because she knew where she was standing and she was not sacrificing her position.
yep,
That's how she uses that power without using it.
Mhm.
that was
Such a
so
good
good.
point. See, that'll be, see, it's gonna heat up even more because, can I ask y'all something? Who do you think is next? Based off of everything,
Sage.
how it ended, and when you were going back to camp after this vote, and I want your POV from the lens of Christina. What is your next move to prevent? Because in my head, Christina's next. So I want to know what you would
Oh,
do
you
to
said
get yourself
Christina?
out of it. I think Christina's next. She doesn't
I
have that idol anymore. They don't have to worry about that. In my game, I'd keep her because she's not going to win individual immunity, but like she's not a sturdy vote for any of the people in power, in my opinion.
I feel like they're gonna go back with the 4 strong, the one that played the extra vote, right?
The
Those
bottom.
people, the bottoms, the power bottoms. Let's call it the power bottoms. So the bottoms are Rizzo, Savannah, Sophie, and Sophie.
Okay.
They're gonna go back and say she's gonna be so mad. She's gonna go for revenge. She's gonna work out every. They're gonna be so mad at Savannah because she was originally red
Mm-hmm.
and she turned on them, that they're gonna be too bitter and too angry and too confident. I was like, let's just take her out now because she's stronger than Steven and Christina, and that way they don't have Christina and Sage cannot do something about it, and that's why I feel like it's gonna be Sage. Just because they're gonna be so focused and power hungry and power drunk and angry with them that they're gonna take her out.
So you
If that
think
makes
Sage is
sense.
gonna shoot and miss?
No, I feel like they're gonna. Who's gonna go out next?
Yeah.
I feel like they are gonna go for Sage just because
Mm.
you don't deserve to keep playing because of what you did with Joe. You're next, and there's nothing you can do about it, and we're gonna show you bye. That's
Can
what I
I
feel
say
like.
why I wouldn't go after Sage? Because I
Yeah,
feel when you have somebody isolated, because in theory her number one, Joanne, is out of the game. She's like a lone shark, not shark because she's not giving shark energy, but like a lone fish looking for a new colony. And colony's the
yeah.
wrong
Oh,
word.
we're
But you know
calling
what
her
I'm
a shark
saying?
a little bit.
You call her a
Well,
shark? Okay, okay. All right, a lone shark looking for a new
Or is
home.
she a shark or a fish? She
I think
tried.
this is a good question. Like, what do you think? You think she's a shark?
A little bit right now. That was a good plan. I was like, girl, flush 2 idols. She was like not even just satisfied with just getting Savannah. She wanted to flush both idols. She was thinking.
Okay, I'll give her Loan Shark then. Loan Shark looking for a new home. And that's the best type of player to have, somebody who's looking for to become a
Hmm.
part of the majority. So I wouldn't go up to Sage right now. If I'm thinking from an emotional POV, yes, what Jam Jam says makes sense. Like, I need revenge, I hold grudges, all the things. Yeah, yeah.
But
I,
it's
That.
not giving me the same satisfaction
Mm-hmm.
that it would if it were like a true underdog story.
Mm-hmm.
I love rooting for the underdog. And so it's like I'm being told, like, I'm on the bottom. And so then I should be feeling like, yes. And
Uh-huh.
I'm not. I was pissed. And I haven't even been rooting for Joanne. And I was like, no.
So who do you want to go home, Carolyn?
Everyone except for Sage.
Exactly.
Caroline goes Jeff Probst.
No, I was like the people like because we were talking like who should win after this episode or after I was like Miami Sophie has a good case to win.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I want Sage like the Miami Sophie has the like whatever with pre-merge and all that bullshit. And you
I
were
think she
all
has the
like,
best story. She has the underdog story. Not right
she has
now.
the
She has the underdog story.
yes, underdog overall story. But those other two, please. But you were all over what's her name tonight? Yellow Sophie, say.
Yeah.
Tell us
Wait,
about
you
it.
mean in a good way or a bad way?
Yeah, you were like, that's my girl.
I like Yellow. Listen, she's not
Right?
getting the respect she deserves. This girl has been so under-edited. I would have thought like she had no control in the game, didn't know what was happening around her, wasn't a physical threat, and she's proving all of those narratives wrong. So I have
Mhm.
to root for. I don't agree with what she did today, turning on Joanne and all of the things. I think she gave the game to Savannah in that respect. Like I think she aligned herself with the wrong side right now. But I do like that she has so much to offer, and she's quick-witted and snappy in the little confessionals we do see. I can get
Mhm.
behind that. I like somebody who's sassy.
I just I don't have like a brain like that where I can like see those things. I'm
Uh-huh.
very like I'm a baby and I'm bitter and I can't think critically sometimes and
Are you
I
bitter? Yeah. Are you bitter because of everything that's going on, or are you bitter because they got hot dogs and hamburgers? What the fuck?
I'm bitter because now it's like not looking good for Sage. That's why. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But why did they got burgers and hot dogs and cake? Like they could have just like one.
I don't actually like to watch them eat. I said this to Caroline, and she was like, "No, I love it." Um,
Love it.
I don't enjoy watching them eat unless there's like something hidden or something. Like I enjoy that
Mhm.
part, but watching y'all scarf stuff down because I'm a big teeth girl. I know this is not related, but anyways,
Oh,
I cannot look at people's teeth and they look bad.
it's
The
Sorry.
first time I went to eat, that was day 24. It was final 6. And I remember they put the camera just behind the tray of food. And there were cake and sandwiches and stuff. And I was like, if I make myself look like a pig and just destroy the food, they're gonna put that in the episode. So I was like, they did not show shit.
because that's what people want to see in my opinion. For me, if you are getting a reward, I want to see you scarfing. I don't want to see you eating a little salad or like or even people that don't dig into it. How
That is
hungry
insane.
are you? You're not that hungry if you're not scarfing. So why wouldn't they air that really? Because you
It
like
was
show
good.
me how hungry you are.
I was like giving cake to Carson. Lauren was feeding me. We were like, I don't know why they didn't
You
show
didn't
it.
show any of that.
I don't know why they didn't show it. Maybe they found it too sexy. I don't know.
He brought back a macaroon
I
that
brought back 3 macaroons. My
I
macaroons I did not eat because I don't love dessert. So I
they
ate all the
brought
sandwiches and I brought
Do they
my
let you
macaroons.
bring
no,
food
you
back?
hide
They
them.
didn't know.
I brought back a whole chicken and tortillas rolled up in tree mail, and then I put it in a plastic bag and I buried it. And every time I
This
would
is
go,
why you're not on 50.
I would go to the bathroom and I would literally eat from the bag. Like, I don't care. Oh, is that cheating? It was only good for literally the chicken went bad within a matter of hours. And I was trying to tell people, I had 3 coconuts in a row, and I was like,
Well, let
well,
me explain it, Carolyn. You're like not painting the story properly. When Carolyn had the family letter dinner and they stayed in Sanctuary, they had taco dinner. And you know they gave us Ziploc bags for the medicine, right?
Oh
So she
yeah.
took one of those Ziploc bags at night because they left the chicken at night when they were sleeping there. She stuffed a bag with chicken and tortillas. She gave the tortillas just to Carson.
Uh-huh.
Carson ate the tortillas and she took the whole chicken bag and she went to Coconut Grove, girl, the pooping area. And she said, is next to the palm tree to the right on the 2 coconuts, which is exactly how people put their poop out. And I was like, nobody found the fucking bag. Nobody found shit. And we were mad at her because she kept saying, like, the camera is like right here. And Karen
you
is
can't,
like,
because I can't be telling them where this bag
Karen
is.
is like, it's like it was like I was like, but is it to the left or is it to the right side? She was like, I remember. I did it in a hurry. I was like, girl,
To the
everybody
right,
was
there's 2
mad.
coconuts. But camera people kept kicking the coconuts out of the way. And so I was like, there's a fork in the road. And you
Yeah.
will see on this side, it is lined with coconuts. Go a little bit to the right, and it's in a shallow grave. Nobody found it. I
No.
had shrimp, cheese, lettuce, like everything. And again, it went bad. Then we had to go to a challenge, and it was bad. It had already been sitting out all night.
I
So it's
think
not
I saw the bag. I saw the bag before we left that beach. I saw the bag, but it was
That
obviously
is
days
so
after.
funny.
So I got to eat a little, like, oh God, I don't care. That
So
food,
funny.
I could have either gorged all of it that night and just shoved it down my system, or could have buried it in a fucking shithole. And no,
And then
like,
with the macaroons, I brought macaroons and I put them in the med box. And I go to Caroline and I go, Caroline, I brought something. It's in that med box. And then I went and told all the girls. And then when Heidi went back and I think Jamie went back, they were like, there's nothing there. And then I went to Caroline. I was like, Caroline, what happened to the macarons? I was like, I ate them. and I was like, but I told all of them, I was like, I thought it was just for me.
I'd have been like, she's going home.
like, I'm sorry, they were tiny. Like, are you serious?
I put them in my buff, you know, the buff in the wrist. It
Yeah.
goes wrap, and I put them like this.
That is insane.
And
And
That's why
then
y'all both not on 50.
I don't give a shit if they think that is like, remember
I
when
just-
people were all bent out of shape about like people eating a granola bar? Or, like, I was so afraid that I was going to come back to camp smelling like a fiesta. I had literally like guacamole coming out of my bra. If someone were to hug me, I might have like guac spraying. It was so bad. And again, I've told this story before, but not like really,
What?
really in detail, because it is kind of like looked down upon to
yeah,
like.
but
I don't
Aussie has all kinds of stories that he did with all kind of stuff. So it's okay if we say something. And he's on 50. Aussie, of course, nobody looks like the first time they went on Survivor. And he went on Survivor many years ago. So that's obvious. But when he's in front of you, that's a whole different kind of effect. There's some magic.
Girl, is there
Well,
something?
Ozzy's on a world tour right now with Bryson Wynn, so
Yeah. Limping around America. It's called Limping Around America.
What did he do? What happened to his leg?
He has knee surgery. I don't know why.
Oh,
limping around
when
America.
did he have knee surgery?
I don't know why. Maybe all that porn.
I was
No,
chasing him the first time that I met him in
Atlanta.
There's a video of it, and Jam is like, just go over there and talk to him, and I'm like, I can't. And then I run and I push Claire out of the way, and I'm like, move it, bit. And I was like, hi. Yeah, I was
And
like,
you look good in your purple little satin dress.
yeah, people are like, whoa, you literally like looked like shit out there, and like, what did you get plastic surgery? And I'm like, a little bit. No, I'm kidding.
I think there's plenty of hot people. I am not Corinning anyone right now. I think there's plenty.
Well, I haven't talked about this when I heard the Corinne stuff, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, say, but when Corinne said something about the way people look, I do remember being in Ponderosa. And just before we started to play, and now Caroline's gonna make a clip out of this just to fuck with me. And I said to the producer, I was like, why do you guys put me on Ugly Survivor?
Wait, what? That's what you said in Ponderosa?
I said to the producers, why you guys put me on Ugly Survivor? Where is the hot people?
That's why you're not on 50.
You said that? I see, when I was in Ponderosa, I remember seeing Lauren and her big ass.
She's
and
hot.
I was like, holy shit. I was like, she is so pretty, like breathtakingly
Pretty.
gorgeous. Breathtaking, where I was just mesmerized by Lauren. I thought she was so pretty, so perfect.
Yeah.
I was like, this chick is gorgeous. I
Well, I
was like,
wasn't looking at the woman.
girl, I was looking at everybody.
Well,
And-
damn it! Guys did get me in trouble.
and Brandon, like you could say is like a good looking, decent guy. And so that's what I was like, wow. And then I remember Claire, specifically remember Claire, like she was always wearing like really like seductive outfits, and she would always be backing her butt up into her chair, like so seductively. And I was like, girl, she was always doing something seductive, Claire. She knows. And I felt like, wow, like people, like they must be like casting like hot people. That's what I thought when I saw Claire's booty bumping ass. So I don't
I
know
mean,
what Claire.
Sarah is gorgeous.
Oh, Sarah too. Sarah too.
Yes, the women
They're
are
ju-
always 10s. I
They're-
stick by that.
Yeah,
Some-
that's
And I'm
good.
not-
That's a good way to say. I think so.
I'm not going to go through each person and be like, so I don't leave anybody out. I'm just saying, from my point of view, from
Mhm.
what I noticed Lauren's butt, and I noticed Claire. But I'm not saying there's plenty of pretty people on our season. I am just saying Claire's butt and Lauren's butt, and I was like, wow.
So you like butts. That's the whole
Not
thing.
really.
That's right.
But I just thought that Lauren was so gorgeous that they must be casting hot people. That's what I thought.
So Jam was whispering, you put me on Ugly Survivor, and you were like, no, they got all the people with the butts on this season.
Yes,
Brandon is sexy. Danny is sexy. I mean,
girl,
Carson.
girl.
I mean, but they were not.
I don't judge people's looks. I'm not. In
I
that
do.
bit. Listen,
I
keep
judge
going.
it, but not like in a mean way.
Yeah. See, that
mean,
was
like, they
my
were-
issue with the Corinne thing. Is like it was distasteful. Like, and especially when it's coming from somebody who I don't find like-
Yes, agreed.
you know.
Beauty
Like-
is in the eye of the beholder.
Love that. Yeah. But I do like what you guys both said. Like Jam is being honest. He said that the men are lacking. I think the women are all 10s. And I even, it is what it is. But Corinne is offending an entire group of people. Let's like be very clear here.
Search what she said before I said what I said.
And like, what the no, say don't. I'm saying, like, I don't want to see some junk in some like tucked up in these little underwear, these men in their soggy, it's the
Peepees.
outfit. And then their big underwear, I don't like it. I don't want to see a man's.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
trying to see, but no. Thank you.
So good. I just think that, and yes, I think that it would be more sanitary sometimes, like if we could like just dry out our damn, you know how scared I was about getting a UTI? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
What do we close this out with? I think this was a really great episode. Who
I love
are
it.
who are we rooting for to win besides Sage?
Me, Miami Sophie. I still like her. And I feel she has positioned herself in the best position. Still, she is in the power or with the power, with the numbers. And I don't feel anybody associate her with her being the one in power, even though she's in
She's
power.
doing it in a good way where Rizzo cannot like handle not getting attention and not being like center stage. She is doing it so low key, like she is playing the
Mhm.
best game. She's
Mhm.
not like thirsting.
Me, I'm gonna say Savannah one because I root for the girls who have a POV, but also when she sees this, I don't want to get ripped to shreds in y'all's comments.
Oh, no, we don't do that here, girl.
We can't justify it. Justify it.
I love rooting for the people that people don't like, and she's been called the mean girl, and I was called the mean girl, but she's also playing a very dominant game, and we cannot deny that.
I don't remember last episode a lot. I remember the one we're talking about and the one before, the one
Mhm.
like not the one that Alex left, but um, do you feel Savannah is playing a good game by herself, or do you think the fact that she's playing with Rizzo is helping a lot her game?
Well, you need
At a
people.
certain point, I thought she was carrying Rizzo for a while, to be honest
Mhm.
with you. Like, she seems like the woman with the plan. But after this episode, I will say that Rizzo's got things percolating, but it's always for show. Like, I think Savannah has a plan, but she doesn't have to tell you. Like, she played in Jawan's face today. Like, she was overly acting like,
Mhm.
you think it's me, like doing all of that. So I can appreciate that. And then also, I think the moment that she had with Christina was also very telling. For me, I'm very direct. I love people who are extremely direct. There's no
Mhm.
reading in between the lines.
But that
I-
was not direct. That was like literally antagonizing someone. I don't see
You
that
didn't
as
think
like,
that was direct? You didn't think it was direct?
girl, that was not. There's direct, and then there's, which I think she even went and said, like, I'm just kind of like messing with him. Like, there's direct, and then there's like, girl. If I were to Christina, I would have been like, girl.
I love when
Direct in
she
the
said,
sense of, like, she was like, who are you going to vote for?
Yeah, I'm voting for you. I guess some people play Survivor like that, and that wasn't directness. That was to me like just showing your power, like trying to gain power over somebody. I did not see that as like I'm just a direct little,
it's
There's
funny
direct.
because, yeah.
No,
And it's funny
that's
because
how I
Jawan
saw it.
is very chill and Jawan is kind of
Mhm.
innocent and he did not took her questioning as mean. But Christina,
Mhm.
she is an MBA career coach. You know, she's around people that are very like sharp. She got it right away what she was doing, and that's why she got annoyed. I was like, girl, I know exactly what you're doing
Yes.
to me.
Whereas Juwan didn't pick up on it. She did.
That's
And
a good point, y'all. See, and that's why I think our judgments are always jaded. We're always gonna like people from lived experiences. You were underdog in your season. You're gonna root for the underdog. I'm never gonna give myself the mean girl comment, but like I was the more dominant personality. So I cater or I lean more towards people who are more dominant. And that's what's good about this conversation is like what's good for someone else might not be good for somebody else. Like I would have loved to have played with a girl like Savannah. I would have clocked her so quick, but I also would have enjoyed doing it.
that's
Love it.
that's the thing.
Love it.
There-
And that's why
that
you're a
makes you-
villain.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
No, we love villains over here. We do. We're
I
not like
appreciate that. I enjoyed y'all because y'all were so chaotic. I enjoy chaos. Like I genuinely
chaotic.
love chaos. What?
Yeah.
Who was?
Y'all
Us.
season was y'all were chaotic. When you and Jam Jam were arguing through confessional, I was like, what is going on? Are they friends or not?
It was
I
It was all,
actually
we tried to. It started out as yeah, like
we coordinated in the mornings before anybody would wake up what we were gonna do that day. And then when I was
Mhm.
playing it out, Caroline would forget we had these conversations, and I would be in the middle of the fight, and she would say something, and I would look at her and go like,
get into character
I
a
was
little
like,
bit too
"Girl."
hard, and it would hurt my feelings because I would be like, and he's like, that's a part of the plan, and then I would like
Mhm.
get too into it, and then it would start to hurt my feelings.
Wait, I want to close it out with who do you think doesn't have a chance to win?
Steven.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Steven.
So Christina.
Steven, Christina, anyone not Rizzo and the three.
I think Sophie S, to say something different, doesn't have a chance. I feel like as soon as she loses and
Well-
she's standing there with them, as soon as she's like no immunity, they're gonna go like, oh, let's vote her out just in case. Because that's what we did with Franny. As soon as she was unsafe, we're like, we don't need her anymore here.
That is such
I
a good
hated you guys for
point.
that. Good. It's like finally I find a friend. Anyways,
And what's crazy is I think Savannah will be you know how Sophie's whole argument was like, I want to keep her because she's a beast. I think Savannah would cut her as soon as she can, actually.
Yeah.
of course
So
she's
the opposite.
she's number 4 in that threesome. She's number 4. Even a little ounce of a turd, you need to find your other turds in the group.
Yeah.
That was Juwan, that Sage,
Mhm.
that's Steven, that's you know what I'm saying? Or that you gotta find like get the misfits together. That's why like your season was so infuriating because it's like do something about this. There were anyway, but we gotta be there, and maybe there's something we missed. No.
So I think that was
Anyways.
good.
We're doing a
I
lot
just
of
got
bad
distracted
things.
because she said LA. I thought she was gonna say like San Francisco or something because I probably not go to San Francisco. But when she said LA, I was like, oh, did you?
We're gonna if you're wondering why is this choppy, it's because sometimes we say things that really might get us in trouble and we try to edit the best we can. Anyways, let's go. So thank you for coming, Say. And where can we find you at? Or would we? Yeah.
You can find me on TikTok. You can also find me on Instagram. I'm much more active on TikTok and on Twitter. At Real Sayonia or Sayonia Hughley. And thanks for having me, you guys. You guys are fun.
Oh,
Wait,
you're lovely.
I thought your name was Beyonce on there.
Yeah, on Instagram it's Beyonce. Great point. Beyonce, Real Sayonia, or Sayonia Hughley. Try all 3.
And
Yeah.
you have been going live on TikTok every day. So
Carolyn-
join Say for the lives on TikTok.
Carolyn is so good to me. I don't deserve her. Yes, join me for the lives on TikTok. I'm much more active on TikTok than anything else.
Invite me so I can learn how to do it without just saying.
Would you actually come, Carolyn? You're like a celebrity to these people.
No,
You
I'm
and
not.
Jacob, I like never want to bother y'all because I feel like y'all are eons, light years ahead of all of us.
I don't have a life. I do like I have a life sometimes. I don't have a life, but then sometimes I really do. But I always
Mhm.
tell people I literally like a few times a month is when I'll like do things, and then for the most part, my dog's humping my leg, so I'm free.
She's
Well,
gonna do
we'll
that
get-
live from a dog park. Probably Say that's what's
No,
gonna
I'm done
happen.
because it's snowing now. It's snowing now,
Oh.
so dog park's over. We will be. It's all good. So anyway, hit me up. I love to go. I don't like. I'll do it with you though.
I
Well,
wanna
we will-
see it. So tell me
Oh,
when.
you
I
join
wanna
too. If I could get you to.
commit to my work.
Anyway, thank you all for coming. We hope that you enjoyed it.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.